What's going on? It's your boy Nicodemus,
Knef CEO.
and today we're giving you another special edition of the Knoc and Knef podcast. And now we're going to talk about the movie American Skin.
So if you saw the first episode we did on this movie, we hadn't seen the movie yet.
No, we were going off trailers.
We went off the trailer, talked about what we thought about the trailer and how we felt about the trailer. Now that you've seen this movie, how do you feel about this movie? And how does that correlate with what we talked about when you just saw the trailer?
I see me in so many ways in this movie. It's something that me and you talked about before. Like I said, we talked about it on the thing about the trailer. But sometimes there are necessary actions to get the reaction you want. And in this situation, in the end, what he wanted to convey was being conveyed. Absolutely. Because he didn't care about his life, because he ultimately wanted everybody to see how it feels for you to lose somebody. And when he finally made the officer realize what was at stake, and the officer was like, "No, I'm gonna take you out," all of that. You knew that he wasn't. You knew that it was gonna end the way it ended.
Without having any spoilers, go see this movie, American Skin. It's one of the greatest movies I've seen in a long time.
It is one of the greatest movies I've seen in a long time, and is one of the most relevant movies I've ever seen in Black life and for this current time.
So, like I said, not spoiling anything. Like you, I see myself in him a lot. I could see myself doing some of those things that he actually did in this movie. The end totally shocked me. Well, the end, the very ending didn't shock me, but going up to the end shocked me. It's nothing like I've ever. I mean, we've seen the story before, but it's nothing. I've never seen it put like this.
The humanity of it.
100%.
And another thing I liked about it is they always want to make Black people violent, angry people. And like I said, once you see the humanity of this movie, you'll understand where we're coming from, because it's deep.
I'm a big proponent of having the difficult and the hard conversations. And in this movie, they have one of the most difficult conversations that I've had with some of my friends that are police officers. They've said stuff in this movie that I've had said to me, or you had talked about, you had said when you worked in law enforcement. Stuff that was said in this movie, stuff that I've said to them. And so it made me feel a certain type of way to hear that same dialogue and to understand, like, man, I'm glad people are having this conversation within the confinements of this movie.
Yeah. Because
people have to hear this. They have to hear these hard, weighted, emotional conversations. Because without that, we can't come together.
And you know what? It's interesting. The way they talked in this movie is the way we need to talk to our friends and family and everybody about race. If we really want to get race out of the equation, the way they had that talk during that trial with each other and during the deliberation is the way we're going to have these talks with our friends. Because the fact of the matter is, when you're African American and your friends are not African American, they have never felt, never will understand, or never will be able to comprehend what you go through dealing with police, police of other colors, and with people being a Black person every day. They can never absorb and understand that. People go always say, I can understand. You can never understand until you've walked in those shoes, and because of your color, you'll never walk those shoes.
And to piggyback on that, in this movie, people who aren't police
Mm-hmm.
can't understand what police actually go through.
No.
But we have to have those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to actually have them is to sit there and have a person yell at you.
Yeah.
And not even yell at you, but you be open to listening to what they have to say.
To listening to what they have to say and the emotion that comes with it.
And not getting your feelings hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And not getting your feelings hurt. Because there's a lot of stuff that I've said, that have hurt people's feelings because it's how I feel. Now, they know me as a person. They know me. They know exactly who I am. They know that I'm not this trifling, treacherous person. But at the same time, the view of me for a person who doesn't know me as a person is going to look at me as a 6'3", 270-pound person who could probably pick up a house. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't want to be portrayed as just that. I'm a human. I have kids. I've been married. I've been divorced. Mm-hmm. I take care of my father. There's a lot of humanity that's in me, but also there's a lot of humanity that's in these officers that are out there. Mm-hmm. And in this movie, it shows it and it proves it.
Yeah.
But
then from working in law enforcement, you got people who believe that they're crooks and criminals, and everybody, you're either one, mm-hmm. you're either a cop or a crook. There's mm-hmm. no in between. Yeah. Some cops don't even have friends that aren't cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's people that take things to the extremes, and you got to understand that also.
And I hate to say it, it's one of those things where it's both sides, because we have to understand that there's a lot of hoodlums out there who look like me. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard pill to swallow because I don't want to be, profiled all the time. Mm-hmm. But I know sometimes it's possibly going to happen.
Yeah.
And so knowing that, if I'm having a bad day, I'm probably going to sit there and be like, bro, really? But keep it cool, but watch the movie. If you watch the movie, it's a hard pill to swallow because we have sons. Mm-hmm. It's a hard pill to swallow to see the interaction between the son and the father, and then to know that the father lost the son, mm-hmm. and know what my relationship with my son is, know what his relationship with his son is, and how that could possibly affect us as parents, as fathers, as black men.
Yeah, because what gets lost in, like I said, all the stuff we see on TV and all that is the humanity and what went on behind the scenes in these people's lives. Mm-hmm. I think the movie Fruitvale Station did a good job of showing the daily life of Oscar Grant mm-hmm. and humanized him. So people realize what these people thought he was and what he really was two different things.
And I think this movie did a good job of that too. Mm-hmm. I think it did a good job of when they were him and his friend were in there talking on Skype, or on, mm-hmm. on their phone or on their computer.
Yeah.
And the dad came in there and said, "Hey, I know what the law says,
but the law don't apply to me.
The law don't always apply." The letter of it doesn't apply
to us. Like
it just doesn't,
and which is a shame because that's what your father was told. Yeah. That's what my father was told. That's what we had been told. Yeah. And that's what it's a shame that we have to look at it this way.
My son, he turned 15 yesterday, and he watched that movie with me. I made him come down, get off his PS5, and come and watch the movie with me, and he even said that this was a good movie. He even felt the weight of this movie, not only on screen but on me. Because I'm looking at him like, because the kid on the screen is 14, 15.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him as a 15-year-old. I'm looking at the kid on the screen as a 15-year-old who has everything going for him. He's proper. He's doing his thing, and has everything going for him. But at the same time, it just didn't. It didn't work out. Watch the movie.
Must see. We recommend it. Do not believe nothing that Rotten Apples and all these other places said about the movie. You need to go see it for yourself because it holds a lot of social weight.
A lot of it. That's Knoc.
That's Knef.
This is a special edition.
Thank you for tuning in.